This is Joseph Alexander Van Zandt. Today I will be discussing volume of a conic section. A conic section is something like an ice cream cone. It's a V-shaped object, but it's a circle at the top and a smaller circle at the bottom. These conic sections you commonly see as coffee cups or drink cups. If you buy soda or if you buy coffee, you often see these types of, the coffee or the beverage is served in these types of coffee cups. I have some here, this type, this type, this type. These are different sizes. And this type. Okay. So the actual, volume is area times height. In other words, area, if you take a square, for example, this is a square. If you take this side times this side, it's the area. If you take 2 times 2, you get 4. The area of this would be 4 if this side were both 2. This is a cube. So this is, it's 2 by 2, but it's also 2 high. So it's 8. 2 times 2 is the area, and times 2 is the height, which is 8. If the area of this is 8. The conic sections act in a different manner, a manner which, in my opinion, they're, they may be, they act as if they're four-dimensional. In other words, the area, let me explain further. 2 by 2 is 4, and then you times 2 by 8. So the area of this is 8. Now, if you were to times it by 2 again, you would get 16. I did a previous YouTube video in which, I proved that a cylinder is four-dimensional. It acts as if its area, or four-dimensional area, something I'll call space. Its four-dimensional space is 16. The amount of water it holds, the amount of water it holds would be 16 inches cubed. If you were to break this down, and if you were to break down the circle into a square and do it that way. This is the disassembly method. You should see the video on cylinder for further information. In any case, let me go over this. This is a cup, a beverage cup. As I said, you commonly see this. The diameter of this beverage cup is from here to here is 3.25 inches. The easy way of getting the circumference, which is around, and I confirmed this several times, is you time the diameter times 3.14, and you get this area. The area of this is approximately, since this is 3.25, and I'm using pi, you times diameter times pi, which I'm using 3.14, you get 10.205. Okay. You then take 10.205 and divide by 4, and you get 2.55. So that what you're basically doing is something like this. You are, in effect, taking this, which is a circle, and you're making it into a square. And then, correct, because what you're doing is you're taking the diameter times it by 3.14, and then you're getting 10.205, and then dividing 10.205 into 4 and 2.55. So you're taking this and you're making it into this. You're taking the total circumference of this, you're making it into a straight line, dividing by 4 and making it into a square. After you do that, you're multiplying it by the height, which in this case is 4, and then you would get the volume. This is an easy way of figuring out volume. When you do this, however, in my opinion, the volume should be the the top volume, in other words, the top circumference and the bottom circumference added together divided by 2. But that's not what it is. The actual volume is just the top circumference times the height. The bottom doesn't matter. So in my opinion, this is acting as if it's a 4-dimensional object. If it were a 4-dimensional object, then the bottom wouldn't matter. Another possibility is that gravity is being taken into it. Gravity is the force that forces things down. I'm sitting on this chair because of gravity, because gravity is forcing me down because of friction. Supposedly, if you go into the right orbit in space, there is zero gravity. That may or not, that may be true under certain circumstances. But if there were zero gravity, then the heart, which pumps blood to people, would not be able to function properly. There were certain tests done with that show if zero gravity occurs, people die. There's something called the if you do a plane does an orbit like x squared, it goes up, let's say 50,000 feet, and then goes down 50,000 feet. There's a cancellation point. NASA did this. It was called the vomit comet, and people died. A lot of people died when there was zero G, but that's another issue. In any case, in my opinion, gravity could be compacting the liquid, meaning that there would be more liquid there, or it could be it's acting like a 4-dimensional object, or it could be both. I have a computer program here, which I wrote, which I can put in the data. Make sure you can see it here. Oh, this is it here. This is the computer program here. Computer here. Put in. So in this cup here, you have 3.14 is the top. That is to say, 3 1/4. The bottom is 2 1/4. The height is 4. So the actual volume, and I did this with a cup here. I took this 8-inch this cube, and I poured water into this, and then this is how I got the volume to be 26 inches square. The program that I wrote does that with any conic section. These are other conic sections which I tried this with, and they all work in the same manner, as long as the top and bottom circle are not the same size. As I said before, if the top and bottom circle are the same size, it's called a cylinder. It's not called a conic section, and then it acts as a 4-dimensional object in terms of area or volume or space. It would be space. 4-dimensional space, 3-dimensional is volume, 2-dimensional is area. This is Joseph Alexander Van Zandt. Thank you for watching.